Welcome back to the show, everybody. On the video chat, we have adult superstar Kendra Sunderland. Kendra Sunderland VIP, KS Library Girl on Twitter, OnlyFans as well. Kendra, welcome to the show and happy 420.
Happy 420! I got my
Absolutely.
pickle Rick nectar collector.
Absolutely. We might as well start off with a rip before we get into anything. Just to celebrate, as we were just talking about before we went on the air, obviously with the coronavirus and everything, people were kind of doing the self isolation thing, but they can't ruin 420. They can't take this from us. The whole month is 420. They tried to take that from us as well. They canceled all the events, but fuck that. We're here anyway. We can do it.
Yay!
It's very nice. What do you have there? I'm old school with the bong. The dabs are cool too.
Ooh,
No
like
more.
third dab of the day. Okay. Woo! I I for some reason I can't smoke out of bongs anymore. Like
Oh yeah.
I just the taste. I don't know why. It's just all of a sudden I don't like the taste at all.
Yeah, it's not a
And
great
it's
taste.
unfortunate because I have a lot of very beautiful bongs.
Yeah.
I like to collect glass and I don't really smoke out of them anymore. They're more
Oh
so
well.
just to look at.
Yeah. Still nice decorations.
They are, they're
Um,
beautiful.
With all this Corona stuff going on, what's your last month, 6 weeks been like? How are you? How are the people around you?
Well, I moved, so the whole first part of my of the whole quarantine, I was moving. And I have accumulated a lot of things over the years. Like I had a house, a big house, so I've just had a lot of stuff that I've never gone through. So I probably spent the entire quarantine throwing away things, packing things, going through things. I went to the dump probably like 6 times. So I wish that I could have just laid around and watched movies like everybody else, or like I see everyone being like, I wish I had something else to do besides watch movies. I'm so tired of watching movies and stuff. I'm like, I wish I was doing that. I'm freaking exhausted
I
from
can imagine.
moving. But I'm
What was
I'm
your?
done. So
You're done moving. That's good.
yeah.
Was this? Did you have? What were your 420 plans before all this happened? Were you going to be at some event? What were you going to be doing besides chilling at home?
Well, me and my roommate Carmen Caliente were supposed to dance at Crazy Horse in San Francisco. We did that last year, and it actually was on 420 because 420 was on a weekend last year. So we went to Hippie Hill in San Francisco and we smoked with everybody. I think it was like a world record for the amount of people smoking at one time. They had said maybe they were lying just to hype people up, but it was super, super lit. And then dancing was so fun, and we were supposed to do that this last weekend, and obviously it got canceled or postponed. So I was pretty upset about that. And we were gonna have like a housewarming 420 party. Like we love to have
Oh,
parties and go all out. There would literally be like weed decorations everywhere. Everybody would have to dress in like something marijuana related, and I would have made like green alcohol and had like dabs, weed, everything, like edibles. It would have been just like a huge, big, fun party. And
yeah.
unfortunately, we're just getting high on our own today. It's sad.
Yeah, it's definitely disappointing, but at least we can broadcast to people, and with the technology and everything, we can share at least some camaraderie with our stoner community on 420. How has your weed supply been under Corona? Is it harder to get? Is it the same? What's that been like?
Well, I don't know. I feel like I had somebody send me dabs during all of this, so I
Well, that's
guess
good.
it's not that hard to get. But we used to have like this big jar and it holds like about a pound, and we used to fill it a pound at a time.
Wow.
And that person that used to fill it is not around anymore, like stopped fucking with us, and so now we like buy like 2 ounces at a time, and that really goes so fast for me and her. Like you would think 2 ounces could last two small girls a very long time, but it really does not. It lasts us like 2 weeks maybe at the most.
Hey,
So it sucks.
Wow.
but
At
I
least
think
it's
that we're gonna go get some today.
well,
I
that's
just
good.
don't really like paying for weed.
Yeah, that is rough. But it could be worse.
I don't think anybody does like paying for weed, but I'm
I
not
know.
used to it.
I saw some people on Twitter. I think somebody from like I said something about 420, and somebody from Turkey said that they were dry over there because of the there's no traveling and there's no weed coming in and whatever. And there's a lot of places in the world where people can't get their weed. And they didn't think about that when this pandemic came up, but it affects a lot of shipping and it's crazy.
Oh my God, I would die, honestly. The only thing that I need to survive is weed and my nails. I have to have nail.
Those are nice.
Like, I'm not
Yeah.
joking. I'm sorry, but I am addicted to having long nails. Having my fucking nails done. And it's crazy that it's not considered essential. Like, hair and nails aren't considered essential. Like, they should be.
So obviously, with everybody stuck at home, people are, as you said, watching more movies and all that, and they're obviously consuming more porn. Have you seen that on your end, as far as higher demand on your websites and stuff?
I think so. I feel like because my OnlyFans is only $3, that it's definitely something that a lot of people can afford, and I've seen like kind of a spike in that. And I kind of stopped checking the statistics on my website, but I check my bank account and I like that, so I'm just always happy with that. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people are watching porn. And it's funny all the people that are like, oh, I'm gonna go make an OnlyFans now. Like, guess it's time to make an OnlyFans. And we're like, okay, calm down. Like, this is a job. This isn't just like, oh, I'm gonna post some pictures of my feet and hope that people buy them. And like, hopefully nobody in my family ever finds out. And I feel like I'm living proof that it's possible for everybody and your grandparents and it to be on the fucking news in your hometown. Like it's possible for everybody to find out. So
Yeah, yeah, the internet's pretty popular these days. For people who don't know, we had you on the show, I guess, about 3.5 years ago or something like that. And you
oh
kind of
wow.
came to viral fame on the internet through the library video. Can you kind of recap that for us, for people who don't know how you rose to prominence, if you will?
Yeah, I started webcamming because I was tired of being broke and nobody would hire me. And so I did a webcam show in my college library, Oregon State University, go Beavs. And 2 months later or whatever, somebody posted the video on Pornhub with my legal name in the title. And then it was on the news in the college town and my hometown, basically everywhere. Even some people in other countries were telling me that they saw me in the news or on like the newspaper that
Wow.
I got arrested for masturbating in a public library. So I feel like over the weekend it just blew up and everybody was calling me library girl. And I kind of just took off with it. I started feature dancing, I started doing conventions, I did magazines, and then I started shooting porn. I've been on 2 contracts, I've won awards, I have a fleshlight, and yeah, I have my own website. I have everything pretty much going
Yeah, I guess
on.
it for a lot of women it could have been something that could have derailed their life or sent them in another direction. But you capitalized on it and took advantage of it and built a life you know uh, on your own. I mean, people like you and me, obviously we do it in different ways, but we're down deep. We're content creators and we're putting stuff out there for people to consume and basically hustling on our own outside the mainstream of what people are doing. So I'm
Yeah.
glad to see that you keep on it. There's a lot of people who drop off and don't keep going, but once you have that in and you get that door open a little bit, you gotta kick it down and get out there and keep doing it.
Yeah, that's so funny. I used to say, remember back when like the library thing first happened, I was like, I had my foot in the door, because I had started webcamming. I had stopped lying to people about my job. Like I stopped caring. I think my first nude got out. Somebody put out my first nude and everyone made fun of me and called me pepperoni nipples, even though I feel like my nipples are very proportionate to my boobs.
I
And
agree.
but I was always self-conscious about my nipples because I was very narrow-minded. And then when I started webcamming is when I had guys tell me that they love my nipples specifically or that they loved these things about me that I was self-conscious about. And that's when I just started gaining confidence and I stopped lying to people about my job. And I was like, yeah, I'm webcamming. I'm also making like 3 grand every 2 weeks, like for a broke college student, that sounds pretty fucking amazing. Like I actually wanted to make 3 grand in 2 weeks and I made 35. So I was like, really, fuck y'all. I'm
Oh yeah.
webcamming and I don't care. And so then when the library thing got out, I was already kind of prepared. And I really decided, I was like, this is what I want to do. I say that I put my foot in the door and they fucking pushed me down through the door and down the fucking stairs. But it ended up being like a good thing. Like on the other side, I ended up doing everything that I wanted to do. And, you know, when the whole library thing got out, I was like, why am I still going to this college when I don't really care for these classes? I don't care for all this. I want to travel, and doing this can give me the money to travel. And then I take pictures when I'm traveling. You know, it was all kind of like a cool thing that you get to go travel, and then you're making money while you're traveling on your vacation. It was all very enticing, obviously, for anybody. So
Absolutely.
I can't see myself being like, oh no, and like hiding back in Salem, Oregon, pretending like I wasn't on the news, you know?
Yeah, believe me, if people would pay me to see my tits, I wouldn't. There would never be take a look. But you know, we work with what we got.
Gotta
I know I
work with
probably
what
asked you
you got.
this question the first time we talked because I ask it of everybody, first time guests or whatever. But it's been 3.5 years since then, and obviously you have better access to better weed.
Hmm.
I ask everybody about if there's an instance that comes to mind. If I ask them about the highest they've ever been, is there a specific time that comes to mind where you're just like, man, I'm just really, really fucking high. I'm always going to remember how high I am right now. Is there anything that comes to
Yeah.
mind for you?
Yeah, there's definitely that I was on a flight and this just isn't gonna sound good when you start with that. I was on an airplane, unable to get off. But I was sitting down like playing games on my phone, and I was eating this brownie that I had a friend give me that they had somebody made. So it wasn't like tested. There was no way to tell how much weed was in that brownie.
No.
And I was hungry, so I started eating it and not really paying attention. And then we're about to land or whatever, and I had to go to the bathroom. So I stood up to go to the bathroom. And when I stood up, I was like drunk. Like I like had to stop for a second and like look around, and everyone's like kind of looking at me in the aisle seat. I was like, "Oh God, you can do this." So I like stumbled to the fucking bathroom, and I like remember looking at myself in the mirror and being like, "Holy fucking shit!" Like I wasn't gonna throw up or anything, but or pass out, but I just remember looking in the mirror and being like, "I'm so fucking high. How did this happen? How did this happen?" And then I think that I don't really remember much after that. I know I got off the plane, obviously I made it, but I think that I was going to feature dance, so I think that I just passed out once I made it to my hotel room, and then I woke up to dance. I still was pretty high. Like they said my eyes were like so low. They're like, "Whoa, are you really high?" And I'm like, "Bro, I ate a fucking brownie earlier. I have no idea how much was in it." But thankfully I was chill because there's been two other times that I like ate too much and I just was like shaking kind of. I don't know, my legs were like shaking. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
ever happened to anybody, but I ate too much of a brownie. I don't know what was with these brownies and why I keep going back to them, but I ate too much and then just like was kind of like shaking. I don't know.
Yeah, most great edible stories to start with. I was really hungry and I didn't know how much it was, but I just kept eating it. And
Yeah.
so I always tell people
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're going to try edibles, especially for the first time, just eat a little bit and just sit there and wait. And if you find yourself saying, "Man,
Yeah.
these edibles ain't shit," well, they are. Just wait. And if they're not, then no harm, no
Yeah,
foul. But
it's also funny for people that don't really ever take edibles because they're like, they'll, like my friend that doesn't really smoke or take edibles a lot, he would take edibles and be like, "Oh, I only need like 5 milligrams." And he'd be like, "Do you want one?" I'm like, "How many milligrams?" He's like, 5 milligrams. And I'm like, "Bitch, get that out of here." Like, I would need to eat so many of them. So I'm up to like 50 milligrams and I'm feeling fine. Anywhere over 100 and I'm like whacked.
jeez,
And that happened to me and my roommate. Kaneko is actually one of my favorite edible companies. They make like the bombest cookies and brownies and blondies and freaking everything. And they sent me some edibles for me to try. And so we made a video of us trying every single one. And then I did the math and we ate like over 100 milligrams each. And then I had to drive her to for her to catch a
wow.
flight And she said while she was, her bag was too heavy, so while she was taking stuff out, she ripped her pants. And then I was like high as shit eating yogurt like in the terminal and felt like everyone was staring at her. It was fucking hilarious. I was like, we ate so many edibles, but it's always a fun time, unless, you eat way too many
Oh, absolutely.
and you're not experienced.
Obviously, we're all getting through this coronavirus thing, but afterwards, when things kind of get back to whatever they're going to approach normal as when this is said and done, do you have any future projects you're interested in? Things you want to do? Stuff you wanted to do once we're let loose a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to get back to vacations. My life before all of this was work, vacations, and concerts and festivals. And I love the concert and festivals, but I feel like I really didn't appreciate them enough because now knowing that
Yeah,
all of these ones that we had planned are canceled or postponed and we don't know when it's gonna be, it's like super depressing because I realized that became such a huge part of my life is going to all these concerts and festivals and seeing all my favorite artists live is honestly probably some of my favorite memories. So hopefully once this is all over we can get back to doing that. I love dressing up for festivals with my twin and like fucking dancing around and going to Mexico on a whim and just having fun on the beach and going to Hawaii, and I just really miss all of that. And of course shooting porn. I was getting on a roll. I had just got on contract and just started shooting for them, so I
yeah,
was really like excited and getting to meet everybody and have fun and get paid. And now I'm like I just wish I could go back to that. I really miss it. So I just want to get back to all of that and being able to go to the grocery store like
yeah.
normally and
It
being
definitely
able
gives
to
you a
buy
lot of
toilet
perspective.
paper.
Yeah, gives you a lot of
The
perspective
fuck?
on the things that you took for granted, and the things you just were just everyday things, and when it's gone, it's a really weird time. That's for sure.
Yeah, I've always been like a firm believer in like, the internet, everyone's so focused on like getting their name out there or having the most following or having the most, fucking diamonds on their neck or the coolest cars. But at the end of it, when things like this make you realize like what's really important, like the people that you care about and staying safe and like healthy and really checking on everybody that you truly love. And I feel like this is kind of teaching people a lesson and hopefully things don't go back to the way that they were completely because it was also kind of fucked up the way everything was. So hopefully this
Yeah,
changes everything.
yeah, we can definitely hope.
Probably not,
Yeah,
but there's
yeah. Most people
wishful
are assholes.
hoping. Probably not. Federal
So people
government
who are
don't
looking
give
for
a
you
fuck.
online, where's some of the places they can find you, like Instagram and OnlyFans and that kind of stuff?
Instagram. Instagram is the real Kendra Sunderland. Twitter, KS Library Girl. Website, kendrasunderlandvip.com and onlyfans.com/KS Library Girl.
Very awesome. Do a couple more rips
Very awesome.
before we get out of here to celebrate 420. Do what we can for all those you out there. You had plans, events, stuff you wanted to go to, and you're here. You're watching live streams and interviews and Instagram and stuff like that. Thanks for checking in and continuing
Thank
to be part
you.
of the community, even though we have to be separate.
Hey.
We're missing the
A
big smoke
friend with
circles and all
weed is
that,
a
but
friend indeed.
indeed.
Hmm.
Kendra, it was awesome to see you again.
Thank you. Happy 420.
Absolutely. Happy 420. Thanks for being on the show. And anytime you want
Thank
to be
you for
on,
having me.
let us know. Anytime you got anything to promote or shoot the shit or smoke weed or whatever.
Thank you.
Happy 420, Kendra. Have a good night.
Happy 420. Bye bye.